Welcome back. You've just learnt about index arrays. Now let's look at associative arrays. Now while explaining the three types of arrays, I said the index array is an array with an index key, while the associative array is an array with a unique key. So to make things clearer, let's look at the difference between an index key and a unique key. This will help you easily identify these two types of arrays when you see them. The difference between the index key in an index array and the unique key in an associative array is that the keys of an index array are integers and it usually starts from 0, while the keys of an associative array are strings. So when you talk of an index array, you are talking of a key that is an integer. When you're talking of an associative array, you're talking of keys that are string characters. And you know string characters means they are wrapped within two quotation marks. So with this piece of knowledge, you can say an associative array are arrays that use named keys that you assign to them. And then we are going to see the different method we could actually use to create an associative array. Now heading over to our assoc-array.php, let's create an associative array that will output the heights of 3 individuals. Now starting with the PHP opening tag, and then using our comments, let's say example of an associative array to assign heights in cm. So we are assigning heights to 3 different individuals. So with this example, we are going to see how to use unique keys, which are string characters, to assign height to different individuals. So let's create a variable name called, since we're talking of heights, let's name our variable heights equals to array in parentheses, the first key, which is a unique key, is Caleb, and then you use the equality sign followed by the greater than sign, which is the angle brackets, and then the value 150. So Caleb here is the unique key, and we are assigning a height of 150 centimeter to this key. So let's have another key, John, the equality sign followed by the greater than sign, then the height, which is the value 165, and then the third key, let's say Ruth, equality sign followed by the greater than sign, and then 140. So this is an example of an associative array. We have an array that has the height of 3 individuals assigned to them using their unique keys, Caleb, John, and Ruth. So with these keys, we can now echo out the height of Caleb, John, or Ruth to the web browser. Take for instance, you can say echo, in quotation, the height of Caleb is, concatenate, height in square brackets, Caleb, and another concatenation, cm. When you run this on the web browser, it's going to bring out the height of Caleb, which is 150 cm. So it's going to look like the height of Caleb is 150 cm. If you remember, when we are talking about PHP echo statements and precisely the string.php, I talked about some rules in outputting string characters, and one of such rules is that you can either use the double quotation mark or the single quotation mark to wrap your string. Both work just fine. And I also said if for any reason you'll be having a word with a quotation mark within your string, then if you have used the double quotation mark to start your string, then that word within that string will be having the single quotation mark. On the other hand, if you have used the single quotation mark to start your string, then that word within your string will be having the double quotation mark. So from our statement here, echo the height of Caleb, you can see I started this statement with the double quotation mark. And then when it comes to where I'll print the height of Caleb, I have to use the single quotation mark here so that it won't conflict with this other string. So in order not to conflict this with this, you have to use the single quotation mark to differentiate between the both of them. So let's run this on the web browser and see what it will give. Ctrl S, and then we change from the index array.php to Associative Array.php. So you can see the output here. The height of Caleb is 150 cm. Now another method to create this array is to do that manually. That is, okay, let's use the comment, creating an associative array manually. Now we are going to be assigning, say, height of Caleb, which is equals to 150. Then height of John, which is equals to 165. And last but not the least, the height of Ruth, which is equals to 140. Okay, so we've just created our array manually. So to output the height of Ruth, for instance, to the web browser, we could say echo, in quotation mark, Ruth is concatenate height, that is outputting the height of Ruth, and cm tall. So this will output Ruth is 140 cm tall. So now let's refresh on the web browser and see the results. Ctrl S and refresh. So Ruth is 140 cm tall. Now let's comment out the previous one to have a clearer view. Here we are. So this is how to create an associative array. Now to quickly recap, I said the index array has to do with an index key, while the associative array has to do with a unique key. And the difference between this index key and the unique key is that the index keys are integers, while the unique keys are string character, as in Caleb, John, and Ruth. So this unique key is what we use to assign the values to them. Now in the next video, we'll be talking about multi-dimensional array and see how it's different from both the index array and the associative array.